Alright, everybody, and I hope you're sitting comfortably, relaxed, calm, chill out, and just letting the whole day flow over you like a thing that flows over things, and so on and so forth. Now, I am, of course, Nick Dutch. I'm a professional tarot reader, been a professional tarot reader since full-time profession for the past 16 years. Did my first ever psychic fair when I was just a little 19-year-old kid. Can you imagine it? Of course you can't. But that's the way it's been for me. And I have developed a bit of a fascination with tarot in all its different, peculiar and wonderful guises. Why? Because it's something which is out there, it's something which exists. It's a form of like a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. And today, because I enjoy it more than anything else, I've got out the Angel Tarot, which is the diametric opposite of the, here we go, the Occult Tarot here. Okay, so the Occult Tarot is based upon the Lesser Key of Solomon. The Angel Tarot, on the other hand, is based upon the Enochian theology. Alright? This one is obviously a lot more fun for people who delve into weird things. But this one is great for other things. As you can tell by the very idea of art in practice, which is essentially what tarot really is, you can work out that different artistic expressions will have a different emotional effect upon you, taking into account where you are. I mean, I've been to some art galleries. Sometimes I've seen some wonderful things and things which have really made me think. And I've been to other art galleries and I've seen other works of art which I was completely disgusted by. So art itself, just imagery, affects you somehow. Then the symbolism that goes along with it, if you studied it or if you've read books about it, that may also add a certain level of creative thought to what hypothetical messages or imagery or symbolism or meanings could be coming out of the cards. So what I'm going to do today, for a laugh, for a giggle, because tarot has to be not only art and contemplation and introspection and divination and reading methods, it's also got to be for fun, is to do a short reading today to see what the angels are telling us. Whether it is the angels telling us this or whether this is our higher conscience telling us something for ourselves is up to you to decide. And I'm not here to tell you what is spiritually true or not, because everyone who is watching this is coming from a very different point of view. There are believers, there are disbelievers, there are experimenters, there are people from various different theological points of view and spiritual points of view. And the strange thing is, all of you believe you're right. So I'm not here to say anything like negative against anything that you think, because I could be wrong as well as you could be wrong. So we all should be learning together. I think that's the main message I want to try and get through to you. But let's have a look at the Angel Tarot. What I'm going to do, okay, is a simple reading, focusing in on the subject of what's going to happen for the rest of the year. It might be right, it might be wrong. It might give you some pause for thinking as to what changes you can make in your life to help you in the process of becoming successful and happy and healthy and all the rest of that stuff. It might give you some contemplation about some of the things you're going through, some of the things you're dealing with, and where you could be going next, and what your next form of action should be when thinking about your life and your relationships and your career and your money and your work and all that other fun stuff. Okay? So here we go. Start off with 3 cards and see if I get inspired to give you any more. So I'm going to be reading from the cards themselves because they've got little bits of words on them. Okay, your first angel. I love the artwork. Omael, fertility and multiplicity, if I read that right. Protects against despair, helps one be patient, So, let's ignore the subjects of fertility, because obviously readers don't ever read upon medical issues, okay, or childbirth and that kind of stuff. We've got rules, there's actual laws I have to obey. And what about multiplicity? Maybe that's a question of prosperity. Protects against despair. What emotions are you going through at the moment that could possibly need you to have despair removed or reduced from you? I like the way it says the word protects rather than cures. The contemplation there is that maybe there is some emotional reaction that you've got to something you're going through right now, which isn't necessarily completely on par. Maybe there's something missing, maybe there's something going wrong, something that needs a bit of extra work in terms of mindfulness, contemplation, good spirituality, I don't know. But how are you feeling in your heart, in your mind, in your body, and in what way is that good or not good? And what research have you done which could steer you in the right direction in terms of emotional, mental and physical balancing? Is this something you've been looking at sufficiently seriously for you to get success in it? Do you therefore need, let's say, for those of you who are that way inclined, prayer using Omael to try and give you some kind of like chillax, relaxed, appropriate mindset when dealing with serious challenges? The next one, which came up upside down, is Vihuel. Came up upside down, but that's the angel for you. Okay, again, I love the image because the cards have got, like, in very small print, the actual seal of the angel itself. You would probably need to buy a book so you can have a bigger version of that for you to draw and meditate on if you wanted to, but it's good enough for its purpose, you know what I mean? Let's see what it says there. Grandeur makes one passionate towards God. But it turned up upside down, so maybe the word God here is not talking about, you know, the God of Christianity. Maybe it's talking about your own personal higher power. Maybe it's talking about your image of yourself improving in terms of all the things that you do, in terms of your well-being, your work, your family, your friends, your social interaction, the clubs and societies you're a member of, your hobbies. Okay, the things that make you up. And is there too many restrictions holding you back? Is there something which you could be doing to give you more success in those things and more efficiency in those things so you can do them much better? That will be my question to you. So if we're looking at the future, it's like you're getting an instruction for emotional management, psychological management, self-management. And you're getting a message there to look at, like, the structure of your life and the fun things in it. The good things, the bad things, the practical things, the things which are taking up your time and your energy and your attention. And trying to work out how to do those things better, more effectively. But taking into account we had the Omael card earlier on, maybe there's something else going on here that you can only get all the, like, nitty-gritty of your life sorted out properly and happily and healthily and well in a, you know, in a wellness, emotional, wholesome kind of a way if you work on your self-management and you go back to doing, you know, you're practicing your mindfulness, your meditation, your, you know, whatever it is that puts you in a state of calm and contemplation and thinking things through, which could of course be watching this channel an awful lot because it's very good for you, very good for you. Totally. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I report, you decide, so to speak. And then your final angel is Manadel. Now, what does it say about Manadel? Inner and outer work. Helps one keep their job. Protects against disasters. So that's 3 little lines. Inner and outer work. Helps one keep their job and protects against disasters. Are you concerned about your work at the moment? Are you concerned about your financial stability and ability to get through to the end of the month? This month or next month or the month after? Are you anticipating a disaster? taking into account the other cards we've had there, with Omael and Vihuel, and the mention of inner and outer work in Manadel, it actually makes some sense, doesn't it? Okay? Because, like, your material life is the product of how you communicate and explain yourself and express yourself, and what kind of like an emotional state you're in when you're dealing with family and friends and work colleagues and all the rest of that. Has something been going a little off whack? Has something been like pushing you sideways? What type of inner and outer work needs to be done? What reorganization of like the facts and figures of your existence do you need to think about? What kind of like changes to your hobbies and time together with family and friends do you need to work on? Okay, are there some things which you could have got involved in to try and help oil the wheel socially, but you ended up deciding not to because you thought it wasn't good or right or appropriate? But then after further contemplation, maybe you decided you were wrong and you should have got involved in whatever that thing was. Does that make sense to you? If it does, there's a comment section down below. Fill it up, okay? Because that's what it's there for. And of course, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and click the bell. The feeling of this reading, it's only a 3-card reading using the fabulous Angel Tarot with a delightful like Solomon type seal type thing on the back of the card. Beautiful, beautiful. I think Travis McHenry has done a brilliant job on both the Occult Tarot and the Angel Tarot. It's great. Travis McHenry, look it up, look it up, look him up. But this reading is very introspective, it's very contemplative, and it's also looking at things from a very practical standpoint. Maybe you are struggling with your work. Maybe you are struggling with how the money's going to be going. Maybe you're concerned about this new cost of living crisis that we're going through. Maybe you're thinking about how the war is affecting the economy and how that's going to affect you moving forward. And maybe there'll be more creative contemplations that you need to do so that you can weather this storm. I know we've gone through the pandemic and we've gone through this, that and the other, and now we're in the here and now. Okay? And there may still be more challenges to come. How are you going to protect yourself against disasters moving into the future? Alright, now remember, this is just a 3-card reading. Some of this might make sense to you. Some of this could be useful to you. You could even say that maybe your guides brought you to this video for a particular reason. However, what is it that you need to think about? What is it you need to work on? If I was to just like lay up another like 2 or 3 cards just to have a look at the projection into the future, I mean that there is coming out with like analysis, self-analysis, meditation. It's talking about looking at your life and creating change. Now let's just put those cards at the bottom and take up 3 cards to the top. You know I've shuffled the deck very well because you saw me do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Because I was asking the reading basically what's going to happen next in life, in the world. And what I ended up with was something to look at yourself and say, like, what can I change, as opposed to what's going to happen next. Now, is there anything else that's going to turn up in the cards which could then change your metric or your beliefs or understanding as to what's going to happen next in reality, in the rest of the world? Your first angel, I have no idea how this is pronounced. Achaiha, 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 I don't know. Anyway, it says here, again, patience, reveals secrets of nature, spreads knowledge, and industry? Yeah, knowledge and industry. And its divine god name is the forbearing God. Namely, you yourself in your life being forbearing against adversity, of course. But patience for change. But patience doesn't necessarily mean just sitting on your backside and waiting, though, does it? It's like patience for the result. But it's perseverance in order to get there. So I think that that's kind of like a spur to your side. Again, the power comes from you. It doesn't necessarily come from the universe. But if it's talking about revealed secrets of nature, then it seems to me that some kind of like extra wisdom about the way the world works is going to come to you. How? I don't know. But you should be able to use it in a practical sense. Right. The next one, Mikhail. What have we got here? Political authority gives safe travel and protects against conspiracies. Well, I'm on the internet and I definitely need some protection against conspiracies, I can tell you. But maybe it means that there'll be more conspiracy theories appearing in the world and we need to be protected against them through doing our research. There is something more difficult coming on down the line which could affect the political reality, and we need to like interact with it and criticize some negative things so that we can then like do good in the world. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think there may be some difficult things happening in the future. Not necessarily impossible, not necessarily like really, really, really negative. We're not talking like COVID-19 level, alright, but we are talking about something. But don't be worried about that, because you got the angels on your side. You know, you got your Akai, and you got your Mikhail, and you got the final one there, which I'll show you in just a minute. Alright. One of the things which I've noticed about this card is that the character, the angel, is holding a laurel branch, which in early Christian writings was regarded as being a symbol of victory. So although there's challenges in the world, there is a prophecy of victory for you within your life. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Now the final one, which correlates with the death card of the tarot, funnily enough, which is of course about change and awakening and good wholesome spirituality, as well as knowledge and wisdom, and looking deep into yourself in a shadow work kind of a way to try and work out the truth. Alright, looking lovingly at your pain and your problems so that your pain and your problems become less and you become more integrated into the present. Right? Mamiya. Yeah, Mamiya, I think is the pronunciation of that, or it could be, or Mumia. I don't know to be sure. Endings and rebirth. That's why it correlates with the death card of the tarot. Influences health and longevity. So that's actually a good prophecy for you, isn't it? Influences health and longevity. Basically well-being. Basically you finding new ways to look after yourself and finding in the mess of the way the future is going to work out how you can improve the situation of your life. I like that. So yeah, there's going to be more conspiracy theories in the world. It's going to be difficult. We'll have to protect ourselves against them. You'll be receiving some secrets and wisdom from the universe somehow. I'm not sure how. And we'll be able to use that constructively. And also, there's some big, big, big positive new beginnings for you coming up. The angel cards have spoken. What it means is up to you to decide and to work out and to think through. Right, okay, that's the reading over. My name is Nick Dutch. I'm available for live readings on keen.com, thecircle.com, I think, yep, and kumar.co.uk and kumar.com, which means that I'm always out there and available. I'm also available on the Fortunica app, for those of you who have it on your phones, whether you're in Britain or America or Europe or Australia, and you'll be able to find me there. The name is Nick Dutch, okay? And don't forget to stay subscribed, because you're getting lots more lovely wisdom from the tarot and strange, dark, occult experiences using Ouija boards and other fun things which I will create for you. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. God bless. Just put the cards back in the box before I shoot off. Some people say that it's the box itself that it comes in that protects it from all kinds of negative energy. Whether that's true or not is again up to you to decide. But the light and the dark can speak to you.